I usually don't try to feed the animals. I usually don't try to feed the trolls. But in this situation, I'm just going to have to feed a troll. But this is a respectable troll, I guess. I mean, I feel like in the mid-2000s, maybe even the early 2010s, Stephen A. Smith was a respectable reporter. You know, this was a guy that moved up the ranks on ESPN and became the highest paid analyst in the game. But let's get right to it. Stephen A. Smith says that Kawhi Leonard is the worst superstar in the history of basketball. Now listen, man, I'm not saying that Kawhi is a GOAT, but Kawhi's a top 50 player of all time, in my opinion. I think some of y'all would agree with me by saying that. Has Kawhi, I recently said, well, I mean, it's not out yet, but y'all, it's not out. But I said that on my upcoming podcast episode that Kawhi Leonard experiment in LA has been a failure, which is very true. But Stephen A. Smith had the nerve to say that Kawhi Leonard is the worst superstar in history. Wow. You want to talk worst superstars? Listen, the worst superstars don't have 2 finals MVPs. They don't. The worst superstars don't even necessarily win the championship. But we can look up that my all-time list and we can pick apart some of the worst superstars to ever do this shit. We can go there. I'm going to go there. Let's start. Let's roll. Let's really talk about it. Although I rank Jerry West ahead of Kawhi Leonard. Although I rank Jerry West above Kawhi Leonard. Right? Due to what he's done for basketball and the cachet. And the fact that he was just in a bad time for basketball. Meaning that this was the Boston Celtics era. And a lot of them finals dubs came off of him. But if we're speaking on superstar terms, Jerry West is a worse superstar than Kawhi Leonard. He went 1-8 in the finals. He got a finals MVP and a loss. They felt so bad for him that they gave him a finals MVP because he kept losing NBA finals. This man had Elgin Baylor and Wilt Chamberlain on his team and only managed to get 1 championship. How is that any worse than Kawhi Leonard, who has been to 2 championships and only lost 1? He's been to 3 championships and only lost 1. Now, I do understand that Warriors championship is a little cheap because Kevin Durant got hurt. I get that. And, you know, he was a major reason why they beat the Miami Heat in 2014. But Kawhi Leonard is a better superstar than Jerry West. Not a better player, but a better superstar. Y'all niggas really want to go there. We could talk superstars. Fuck it. Kevin Durant. I'm even willing to go there. Kevin Durant has won 2 championships just like Kawhi. 2 finals MVPs just like Kawhi. He went through failed experiment after failed experiment, just like Kawhi in the Clippers. So they basically neck and neck then for the worst superstar. Couldn't win a championship at OKC. Didn't win in Brooklyn with Kyrie and James Harden. Didn't win in Phoenix with Bradley Beal and Devin Booker. And then he was on a team that lost in the second round with Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, and Devin Booker. How is that any different from what Kawhi has done? Kawhi Leonard's had injuries. I understand. So did Kevin Durant. They are literally neck and neck. And you want to call Kawhi Leonard the worst superstar? Let's continue. Dirk Nowitzki only won 1 championship. He went on the greatest run of all time. I rank him higher than Kawhi. But outside of that one championship, what else has Dirk done? Kawhi Leonard got more championships than him. Even though Dirk never, was more reliable, I rank Dirk higher. But I'm just making comparisons here to show you how Kawhi is not the worst superstar ever. There are other candidates that are neck and neck with Kawhi or are worse than Kawhi. KG didn't get a championship until he teamed up with Paul Pierce and Ray Allen. Only got that one championship. One MVP. Couldn't get it done in Minnesota. Kawhi has accomplished just as much as Kevin Garnett has. Look at Karl Malone. Karl Malone, one of the greatest scorers in the history of basketball, could not win a championship. 0-3 in the finals. Got an MVP. I think he only has one. No finals MVPs, though. I would suggest, again, I rank Karl Malone higher than Kawhi all time. But we're speaking on, from a superstar standpoint, accomplishments at the superstar level. Karl Malone was a superstar majority of his career. Couldn't get it done. 0-3 in the finals. I would think that Kawhi would be a better superstar than Karl. Wouldn't y'all agree? Let's continue. But yeah, bro, like, okay. So where do we leave? We had Karl Malone. Never won a championship. Top scorer, though. But meanwhile, you're calling somebody with 2 championships the worst superstar in history. Let's continue. We can keep going. Elgin Baylor. Never won an NBA championship. Went to 8 NBA finals. I don't even know if that nigga got an MVP. Never won a title. Winless. No, it's 0-7. My bad. Because the 8th championship, he wasn't there because he got hurt. So they don't count that. But Elgin Baylor, great scorer. Never won a shit. But nice numbers, though. Again, I rank him higher than Kawhi Leonard all time. Worst superstar? No. Allen Iverson. Never won a championship. Love Allen to death. Took one of the worst teams to the NBA Finals. Won a game in the NBA Finals against a team that was 15-0. But, again, Kawhi Leonard was a number 1 on a championship team. You could argue that he was the number 1 option on the 2014 team. He was definitely number 1 on the 2019 team. Again, the only difference is Kawhi's body has let him down over the years. And he has a real medical issue with his knee. And for him to do that, that says a lot. Charles Barkley. Never won a championship. One of the greatest scorers ever. One of the greatest rebounders ever. Clyde Drexler. Won a championship. Got an MVP. But no finals MVP. One championship, though. But Kawhi Leonard's been a better superstar than Clyde. And that's not a shot or disrespect. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Superstar. One championship. I remember when they matched up in the Eastern Conference Finals. Kawhi locked his ass up in the last 2 games. And Kawhi went on to win a championship. Superstar versus superstar. Prime versus prime. I would even go as far as to say that Kawhi might be a better superstar than Giannis. There's a conversation for that. And there's shit to back it up. Giannis's numbers are great. But since that championship, he's underachieved. He's never developed a consistent jump shot. I'm not even going to say Nikola Jokic. I think Nikola Jokic is a better superstar than Kawhi. Let's move on. Rick Barry. I don't know. Do y'all think Rick Barry was a superstar? I don't know if David Robinson was a superstar, so I'm going to pass. Dominique Wilkins. He was definitely a superstar. In his time, he was. I think he went to the Eastern Conference Finals one time. But other than that, that's it. Great scorer. Top 5, top 10 dunker ever. But can you say that Wilkins is a better superstar than Kawhi Leonard? I would take Kawhi Leonard in that conversation. And then, let's talk. I don't think. Okay. And I'm talking, and let me talk about the people that I got ranked currently all-time below Kawhi. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a superstar. He's got one championship, one in a possible MVP, one Finals MVP. Kawhi's accomplished more. I know that SGA, but got a lot of years to carve out his career, and I think Shai will eventually pass Kawhi on the all-time list if he hasn't already. But still, would y'all consider Paul Pierce a superstar? I think he's an all-star, but I don't know about superstar. A lot of people consider Chris Paul a superstar, which is wild. I think Kawhi is a better superstar than Chris Paul, because he got it done twice. Kyrie Irving, he got the superstar label. I think that Kawhi is a better superstar than Kyrie. And they've had some of the same injury problems. But Kyrie, no MVPs, no Finals MVPs, NBA championship. You guys got to cut it out, man. I mean, y'all donned. What about Luka? Luka's a superstar. I think their superstar shit is neck and neck. Luka Doncic went to one NBA Finals. Never won MVP. Great numbers. I understand Luka's younger, but I'm trying to show y'all something. I'm trying to show y'all how Stephen A's argument for the worst superstar in history is flawed. It's flawed. James Harden, considered a superstar by many, made the playoffs every single year. Was Kawhi's teammate at one point. James Harden's never led a team to the NBA Finals. He's been there. He lost. Mr. Wash? Oh, gosh. He's lost a lot. But you want to say that Kawhi's the worst superstar in the history of basketball? Somebody that's actually won 2 titles and 2 Finals MVPs? When compared to other superstars, he's won more and accomplished more. Now, some of these people that I did name accomplished more as far as like awards and accolades. But there are people that have never won a title, never won MVP, never had a Finals MVP, that were superstars at one point. There are so many guys that you could name that are worse superstars than Kawhi. A lot of people consider Bernard King a superstar at one point. Carmelo Anthony is another guy that was a superstar player that never won a championship. Never won MVP. You're saying that Melo's a better superstar than Kawhi? Even Melo in his prime? Is that what y'all trying to tell me? Y'all got to cut this shit out. Tracy McGrady was a superstar at one point. multi-year scoring champion. He was Don the superstar in his time. No MVPs, no championships. Didn't even win a first-round series. Vince Carter at one point was a superstar. Been to a conference finals, but no title, no championship. Anthony Davis was a superstar. Won one championship. No MVPs, no defensive player of the years. Kawhi Leonard got a defensive player of the motherfucking year. How the fuck is Kawhi the worst superstar, nigga? You negative hairline motherfucker? How?
I swear.
You know what I mean? Let's continue. Damian Lillard's a superstar to some people. Damian Lillard was once considered a superstar. Appeared in the conference finals. No MVPs. Not many awards. A bunch of three-point shooting contest trophies, though. So, you mean to tell me that Dame's a better superstar than Kawhi? I'm willing even to go this far. Paul George at one point was a superstar. He was. Been to multiple conference finals. Actually, a little bit more accomplished than given credit for. Despite Paul George's flubs in the playoffs, Paul George is accomplished. No MVPs or nothing like that, but as far as getting his team, he's been to multiple conference finals. He went to conference finals twice on the Pacers and once as a Clipper. I'm willing to even go as far as Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum and Kawhi, as far as like the superstar label, are neck and neck as far as accomplishments are concerned. Both have, both won a championship. You make the decision as it may. I think it's neck and neck. Jaylen Brown got a finals MVP, NBA championship. Are they better superstars than Kawhi? They're better than Kawhi currently, but I'm talking about, are they better superstars? My overall point is, what I'm trying to show y'all is, Stephen A is incorrect and hating hard on Kawhi Leonard. Yes, Kawhi Leonard wet the bed in the play-in game. Yes, Kawhi Leonard has failed to deliver the Clippers at least a finals appearance. He failed as a Clipper. But guess what? He didn't fail in San Antonio. He didn't fail in Toronto. He had 1 year in Toronto, and he got them to the championship and won. Despite other circumstances and injuries had to happen. But again, I say this all the time, I'm a broken record. The healthiest team always wins the championship. And the Toronto Raptors were the healthier team. But calling Kawhi Leonard the worst superstar after I made all these comparisons, and yes, some of the players that I did name, I rank higher than Kawhi Leonard. But that's not the question. The question is, who was the better superstar? Stephen A said he's the worst superstar, and I named multiple players that were considered superstars in their time. And not many of them have accomplished what Kawhi Leonard has accomplished. So Stephen A, you're wrong. It's King Nona Uncensored.